In order to understand women's experience in the Hindu traditions, one has to understand the concept of dharma. This can be translated as meaning law, or the laws of the universe. It can be translated as duty, in that one does one's dharma, one's duty, based on what one's caste is, or one's station in life, one's incarnation, whether you're male or female. Also, dharma can refer to custom or practice, and again, it's similar to like duty, in that the practice of dharma would be to do one's dharma, to do one's duty. And of course, it also provides a very strong moral framework for the Hindu or Indian worldview. Another concept, of course, is something you've probably heard about: karma. It means actions or deeds. It doesn't mean fate. It's not about fate. It's about cause and effect, causality. And one of these sacred text quotes: "According as one acts, so does he become. One becomes virtuous by virtuous action, bad by bad action," tells the whole story right there in a nutshell. So karma means some action today that has a corresponding effect on one's future. And as you can probably tell, or you probably already know, negative karma binds humans to the cycle of birth and rebirth. Negative karma is bad. That kind of karma is bad. Good karma results in a better incarnation in the next life, and eventually the realization of moksha. Now, the cycle of rebirth, that sounds kind of romantic to us in America. In the West, we love the concept of reincarnation or rebirth, because it means that we're not stuck in that linear Judeo-Christian monotheistic tradition, linear cycle of history, but we get to try again, and we get to have lots of interesting experiences along the way. So because it's not our way of looking at the world, it really seems cool to us. But to Indians, it is not cool. They do not want to keep reborn. They want to get off the wheel of rebirth or of reincarnation, and they want to realize moksha. In fact, that is the central goal of Hinduism: freedom from the cycle of rebirth, and that is called moksha. You read about some of the paths to moksha, mainly action, which would be, again, that deliverance through doing one's dharma, and that would mean accepting one's caste, accepting what one has to do inside of that caste designation. And also women's dharma. There are particular ways of looking at how women, in Hinduism, there are particular ways of looking at how women are supposed to be in the world, and that would be to accept that without complaint and without question, would be doing your dharma if you're a woman. Another path to moksha is, as you read, is knowledge, and this is philosophical reflection. It's not like book learning that you get at the university. It's not that kind of knowledge. It's the kind of knowledge that one gets through, for instance, embodied practices like meditation and yoga. And a very, very popular path to moksha is devotion, because anybody can do it for the most part. Anybody can be devoted to a god or goddess. This is called the Bhakti tradition, and it is all about love, transforming the world, oneself and one's world through love. So where do we get the Hindu beliefs about women? Well, they come from sacred texts, just like in the West. They come from the sacred texts like the Hebrew Bible, the New Testament, so on and so forth. Now, the laws of Manu is one of these, occurs in one of these Vedic texts, and it prescribes the duties of and relationships between castes and between men and women. As you can see, women are considered, regardless of their caste, are considered to be lower than any man. Now, if that's all you read, and you read some of this other stuff, you might think, well, this isn't too bad this isn't too bad. Women must always be honored and respected by the father, brother, husband, so on. And they should be happy, because if they're happy, the family flourishes, right? So it doesn't sound too bad, but when you dig deeper, there is so much more. One of the most famous sayings from this text is a woman or a husband should be worshipped as a god, and then also the idea that women should have no property, and that they should not do anything without a man. They should never be unsupervised because they're so untrustworthy. So beyond these general, this general subordination in the Hindu traditions, it is impossible to understand women's oppression in them, in the Hindu traditions, without at least having a rudimentary understanding of the caste system and how that affects women.